Hi, I'm a walk-in, and I would like to talk to you in a voice like this, okay? But I know you guys, you're gonna want to hear it like this. Or maybe, is he really a walk-in? The motherfucker's a walk-in? What does that even fucking mean, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk to you kind of like that, but I've had enough experience now with this walk-in phenomena that I finally get it. All right. Now I'm making this video for you if you are a walk-in or a starseed that was born into a body. We call that a crawl-in, because you're a baby crawling, all right? But here's the thing about beings like us. We are not beings that have lived many, many, many lives in this reincarnational cycle on planet Earth. Okay. We've been having our reincarnations out there in the galaxy or the multiverse. Okay. But why are you here? Why am I here? I know why I'm here, and I have an idea, generally speaking, why you are here and why you are being targeted by regressive ETs, reptilians, greys, mantis beings, and others. And not only that, but by the clowns on Earth, the three-letter agencies, of which there are a few, who have it in for you. Right? So we're going to be talking about that in a little bit. But here's the thing. The kind of walk-in that I am, you might be a different kind of walk-in. The kind I am is that I've walked other aspects of myself. My greater self has walked in and experienced life as Richie. All right. We're all the same being, big picture. And even the original occupant of this body, little baby Richie, was the same soul signature, the same spiritual essence, and all that. All right. But each time a walk-in walks in, they have the accumulated knowledge of each of the previous walk-ins and the original occupant. And the body itself has memory of everything, all the happy stuff and all the sad stuff, the trauma, the wins and losses, and everything. All right? Okay. So, as you learn about being a walk-in, if this is your problem, and it can be a real problem, because the consciousness that you are is blending with the previous consciousness and the consciousness of the body itself, and the previous occupant and the body itself has its own personality and character. And as you come in, you, like a sponge, you absorb it all and you become the composite being of all of it. And if you don't understand the phenomena, you can't tell where you start and the other guy begins, or where you end and the other guy or the body or the mind takes from there. It takes a little practice to discern. But in the big picture, why I'm here is to help humanity understand what's going on planet Earth. And simply put, there are forces in play, extraterrestrial, regressive, and advanced AI, and they are very interested in controlling, dominating, and manipulating, and mind controlling the entire population of Earth. That's their game plan, big picture. It's what they do. Not just this planet, but other planets in our galaxy and in other galaxies. And this is what they do. This isn't their first rodeo. So people like myself, and there are thousands and thousands of us, some of us were born in as starseeds, and some of us are walk-ins, and some of us are ETs, boots on the ground, but can come and go. But our job is to help wake up the population of the planet, really one person at a time, to what is really going on. And what is really going on, generally speaking, is control and domination of the populations of Earth and other planets. And understanding who's doing it, how they're doing it, why they're doing it, it's a big story. But we have to be aware that this is going on Earth. And the general population is so mind-controlled, programmed, manipulated in such subtle, high-tech, mind-control, social engineering, psyops kind of ways, that it's really quite the challenge to wake people up and help them understand what's going on, who and what they truly are, and how to break free of this system of domination and control. All right. Now, it gets deeper and it gets metaphysical because it also has to do with the mind, and this being a matrix. And we are contributing to the creation of this mind-controlled world domination scenario by virtue of what we think and what we feel and what we focus on and what we believe and what we agree to and agree with. Okay? All right. So, in order to understand the phenomenon, what's going on in the world, and how to make the world a better place, and how to help people wake up and be free and liberated from this control and domination scenario, we also have to not just understand the world and the cabal on Earth, but we have to understand the galactic nature of things, and thus the Galactic Federation, what they're really about, what they're really doing. And we also have to understand ourselves. And that in itself is a challenge. It's inner work, it's shadow work, it's meditation, it's all kinds of things for personal growth and development and mind expansion, consciousness expansion, awareness and ability. Okay. Now, to know thyself, you know, just this one thing. Can you imagine how much is put into controlling and dominating you and keeping you dumbed down and ignorant as a targeted individual? There is just tons and tons of things that are being played on you right now as a starseed, as a walk-in, as a human being. Now, the human beings are really caught up in it, and it's very hard for them to wake up and break free. If it wasn't for people like you and me here doing what we can just by our example and by saying a few things to friends or family, or popping off in the mouth and pissing off the folks because don't talk about that, you know, what do you mean, that's crazy talk, right? We still have to do it. It's what we're about, helping wake up the population. And sometimes it's hit and sometimes it's a miss. You try to tell somebody, and it's like, get out of here, you crazy fucker. And some people go, really? And it's one person at a time. We all do what we can do. And there's just thousands and thousands of people doing the best they can, the way they're doing it. And there are so many of you and us who are being targeted and harassed. And we're being harassed mentally, psychologically, emotionally, with directed energy weapons, with psychic phenomena, psychic weapons, regressive ETs can read mind control, put thoughts in your heads. There's high-tech patents. You can Google it on Google Patents. Mind control technology. And that's just what is available on Earth, not to mention the higher high-tech that the regressive ETs out there have available, helping their buds on the planet use to control the population. And all this is going on while the Galactic Federation, as an original structure of goodness and betterment for all involved, like over 500,000 civilizations out in our galaxy quadrant, it's supposed to be a good thing. So it doesn't mean that the entire galaxy, Galactic Federation is a bad thing. It's just like the government of certain powerful countries was once upon a time a good thing. It was created as a good thing for the people and by the people. But this is what the regressives do, the controllers and the dominators. They infiltrate something, then they hijack it, they infiltrate, they get their people or their beings in there, and they can take their time at it and take as long as they need to blend in. They're basically spies and secret agents, so to speak. And they pretend to be one of us, one of the good beings that are involved in whatever organizational structure or group we're talking about. It can be a metaphysical group, it can be a spiritual group, it can be an ET contact group, it could be a forum, it could be a government, it can be a church, it can be anything. These group dynamics, these group entities that are wholesome, started by good, wholesome beings with freedom, love, liberation as part of the program and the foundation of their existence. That gets infiltrated. That's what the dark side does. And they'll do it. They'll look like humans, they'll act like humans, and they'll love you like humans, and it's all bullshit. And they will gain your confidence. They are confidence men and women, con men. And they will get so involved and infiltrated in education, in medicine, in government, in military, in space exploration, in advanced technology, in intellectual properties, and just everywhere, right? They'll infiltrate, and you'll think they're buds, right? And they can be involved for years, generations. They are taking their time in controlling and dominating groups that will then help them control entire nations and nation states and ultimately the world. That's how they come at it, right? So they infiltrate, and then the first chance they get, they hijack. They move up the ranks in the organizations that they infiltrate until they get into power positions. And now they cleverly and subtly start manipulating policy, legislation, rules, codes of conduct, and prime directives, and things like this, so that now they are in control in their local, whether it's a city, whether it's a forum, whether it's a state or an entire nation or a planet or a galactic federation. The sets and the subsets of these organizational structures get infiltrated at all levels, but they are working, generally speaking, in a structured manner. They are organized. They have intent, and it's in secret, and it's what they do. They take over. Okay, they infiltrate, and then they hijack groups, governments, nations, companies, industries, like banking, like technology, like AI, the industry, at every level. Okay. And they're doing this in our galaxy as well. All right. Now they may have a little more challenge, or this is their, you could say that Earth is their experimental prototype. How do we do this with all these nosy, goody two-shoe freaking ETs out there watching us, wanting to get involved and wanting to stop our show and program of control and domination. How do we do this? So we are like a testing ground or a lab for advancing their own mind control technology and how to take over a planet technology, okay? And now they've got this high-tech stuff. They've got AI on the planet. They've got social platforms that they just rule over. And they know how to control and manipulate and take our attention, grab our attention. Like YouTube is absolutely a attention grabber these days. It's like they got high-tech video, high-tech thumbnails, the best graphics, and they're tracking you and what you're interested in mostly. And they're throwing this at you every time you open up YouTube. It's like, and it's all this eye candy. It's like they know how to get us addicted to the things that we find curious and interesting. And they just draw us in. They're sucking in our attention, our focus, and what we think and what we believe. Now that they've got our attention, they can manipulate and start controlling us and programming us any way they want. And they know what they're doing and they know how to do it, right? This is very advanced psychological manipulation technology. It comes from off planet, but it's also being developed highly behind closed doors on this planet. All right. So all of this is going on, and they use their manipulation with chemtrails and chemicals in the nanotechnology, intelligent dirt, smart dust, intelligent dirt. What? Yeah. There's great videos about that. Besides that, there's fluoride in the water. There's mercury in our fillings. They've been doing all this stuff for years and years and years and years. And now they've got GMO in the food chain, and they're manipulating the DNA. And there's a few other very powerful things that you can't even talk about anymore. You get banned. So you don't talk about that. So there's just so many different ways that a phenomena like this can control and dominate a population, including you and me. So as you start waking up and starting to understand what's going on, you're being watched. We're being monitored by the good guys and the bad guys. This is an incredibly well-monitored population. All right. And the bad boys that are really giving some of you are really a hard time. I mean, they're literally setting up energy grids, physical universe hardware down the street in some building somewhere, or out in the ocean under the water near your home. But they are beaming you. They are working you over, all right, to manipulate, control your thoughts, your feelings, your focus, and keep you so involved in being victimized and trying to deal with it and make it stop that you don't have time to work on yourself enough to break free of it or to understand exactly what's going on. You're working real hard at trying to figure out what's going on and who's doing it and why and how. You're so engaged in that you're like on defense mode, and you don't have time to go on offense. You don't have time to step out of it and see and understand it in a greater perspective. All right. And that's what we need to do. We need to be able to understand what's being done to us, how they're doing it, and why, and who are they, right? And each one of those questions have a very complicated, complex, long involved answer, all right? So there are some star races out there, quite a few. Probably a few thousand The number's a little, I think it's pretty much over 1,000, probably under 10,000. But there are more than 1,000 star races out there, or civilizations, that are the good guys. And they want to help. And they're doing the best they can. If you were running one of those ships and the crew, and you wanted to help humanity, knowing, let's say you had the mindset that I'm sharing with you, this is just my perspective, my understanding of life and reality on Earth. You don't have to believe this. You can take this as science fiction. This is just a story. But for those who have eyes to see and want to believe, this fantasy, this imagining, this perspective on the scenario of this matrix, and this is what I see, and this is how I imagine it. Now, if you or I were the captain of a starship out there, and we had a lot of high tech, and we could put thoughts into people's heads, but good thoughts, would we? Could we? Is there a prime directive that says do not interfere? And would that be interference? Could they say, hi, I'm name a ET race, I'm one of these ETs, I am part of your family, you crawled into this body, you were born into this body, and now you're old enough to understand and not get freaked out, hearing this voice in your head that is me, or one of my crew members, communicating to you clearly, either in telepathy, thought form, or actual audio. We have the technology to do both. The military on this planet has the technology to do both. All right. Now, I'm a starship captain. Can I do that? Is that legal? Or is there non-interference policy that says, no, you cannot do that. Don't do that. Not okay. Or is it? Is it a violation of the prime directive? Yes or no, right? So these are some things that you and I don't really know specifically. We have to do our research. It's probably online somewhere in the physical world. We can probably find out the details of the prime directive. As a matter of fact, at Swaru Official YouTube channel, SWARUUOFICIAL, 2 words, Swaru Official. There will be some videos on that, I believe. It's either that or it's on Cosmic Agency YouTube channel. And they will share literally the prime directive. All right. So here's the question, though. Can you and I, if we were on a ship out there, could we do that sort of thing? Could we influence or interact with our own on the planet or not? Right? If the answer is yes, then it's up to you and me to do the inner work we need to clear our head space and get focused enough to receive the communication. All right? Now, some people can receive it really easily and well, and I know some of these people. Okay, and there are other people that would like to, and they're working on it, and they're getting a little bit of stuff, but this is the kind of inner work that you and I can do to be open to that information if it's legal from a prime directive perspective. Now, if it's illegal, no, not supposed to do it, then what's going on here? But we see through experience, and I've worked with a lot of people who are being interfered with by ETs, regressive ETs, doing bad things to good people to manipulate, control, harass, make feel bad, make them think certain things. And this is huge interference. And is that a direct violation of the prime directive? And if you violate the prime directive, what's the punishment for having done so? Because obviously, to you and me, the dark side, the regressives, they're doing that all fucking day long, and they've been doing it for over 100 years. Okay? Much longer, I'm sure. But I'm just saying. Now, what's their punishment? Nada. Bullshit punishment. They might grab a guy here or there, being a regressive ET here and there, and throw him in a clink or some shit, but it's negligible as far as I can see and my understanding of it. So I see violations, possible violations of the Prime Directive by the regressives all fucking day long, and they're not being stopped. They're not being monitored. Nobody, it's like nobody gives a shit. But that's from an official galactic perspective. Galactic cops. Okay. Whatever. I'm sorry, we don't have enough manpower, or we can't tell who's doing what to who. I think that's bullshit. I think they're turning a blind eye and letting these regressives interfere and break the Prime Directive all fucking day long. And they're interfering in our experience, in our expansion, our growth, our evolution. And they say, no, can't do that. So all the good law-abiding ET races that are here wanting to help us are limited by the same Prime Directive that the bad boys can just break all fucking day long. This is my thoughts. This is my theory. And if I could, I would be up on a ship investigating that. And if I could, I would share that with the human population. But I'm here. But I can speak out. Apparently, there's a legal way for a starseed or an extraterrestrial ET to mouth off on YouTube like I'm doing. And that's by being a walk-in. For some reason, being a walk-in is okay. I think part of it has to do with the walk-in has a complete mind wipe of what he was doing before he got here. Most walk-ins. I did an interview in the last couple of days with a starseed, a walk-in with full memory. Oh my God, you want to watch that. But most of us, no memory. But what we do have is the collective memory of the occupant before us, and the body itself has all of its experience and all the knowledge that the previous occupant or occupants, if there's more than one walk-in and more than one walk-out, each one has learned from the ones before, and each one has the collective memories and understanding, teachings of the ones previous. So the new guy gets in and takes over, and he comes in with a certain mission in mind, a certain thing he's going to do. And when he gets done, he's out of here. Now, the process of moving new guy in, old guy out, that is challenging for a walk-in because they don't get to, either one, get to remember that they are a walk-in. And during the process, this one wants to leave, and this one is just getting in with a mind wipe, and it's a confusion, and it's upsetting and demoralizing, and it's a bummer feeling state, because I just want to go, I just want to leave, I just want to leave, I want out of here, without not a lot of knowing about the process. All right? So they do get away, but as the new guy comes in, he's feeling what the previous occupant is feeling, as if it's his own, because we're not supposed to be keenly aware of the difference between old occupant and new occupant. We're not supposed to know it's a walk-in. Now, I am talking about a specific kind of walk-in phenomena. There are other kinds. Old being out, new being in, smart as a whip. I mean, I interviewed Elena a couple of days ago, and she has full memory, and even her 3-year-old child has full memory. Now that is a different kind of walk-in scenario than what I'm talking about. All right, and I think most walk-in phenomena is going to be more like what I'm talking about than the kind of way that Elena and her children did it. Okay, just to be clear, there's different kinds of walk-in phenomena. There's even different than those two I just mentioned. There's even other kinds as well. All right. So my point is that it's up to us whether you're a walk-in or a crawl-in. If you're a star seed and you're reaching for an understanding of what's going on, you feel connected to your star family, then this is for you. This is to help you understand what's going on so that you can be more effective and start taking steps to know thyself and understand your relationship with your body's personality and character, which is not the body, but it's not you, and it's not the previous occupant. It's like you're a game player and you log into a game and you pick mage. So the mage has all these qualities. They have intelligence, skills, agility, strength, levels of integrity. They've got these characteristics, right? So that personality set is embedded in the body. When the old previous occupant leaves, new guy comes in, he picks up all of this. And now, being a player and not the personality and not the avatar itself, this player can modify all these character traits. They can get in there with more intelligence, more ability, more skill, more willpower, more discipline, more understanding. But you're working with what you've started with. And so as the game plays out, you gain skill, intelligence, wisdom, ability, magic, mana, all these things, just like in an online game. And as you start getting clear on how the game works, the game of life on Earth as a human, being a walk-in or being a starseed born into the body, as you gain more understanding of it, then one, you're going to be attacked more, and you're going to be hounded because the bad boys know exactly who you are and what you're up to. And I'm coughing, and this is usually interference. They don't want me talking about that. So they're going to kind of interrupt me and get me coughing and stuff. But what I'm talking about is they are onto you, and if you get awake and start sharing information, they're going to start coming at you. And it's not so much that, well, let me put it this way. It becomes your job to understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, who's doing it, how they're doing it, why they're doing it, all that. While at the same time, not giving up. Just keep plugging. Keep doing it. Do what you came here to do. If you don't know what you're here to do, just dig deep and think of it as, what would I do if I was a starseed on a spacecraft? What would I do? If I wasn't limited by the Prime Directive, what could I do for these people on this planet that are absolutely being mind-fucked and manipulated and controlled into focusing on negative, creating negative, manifesting a negative reality for themselves? While the population being manipulated and controlled is human, and those that are doing the manipulating and controlling are not. That is too fucked up to be protected by a Prime Directive, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm pretty sure those wonderful beings that are in their spacecraft right now, out there trying to help and share information with us, they are very likely, at least my personal opinion is, they believe the same thing. This is this is fucked up. You know, all this lawyer double speak and Prime Directive, non-interference, there's some good in it, but there's some fucking bullshit going on, double speak, that is working in favor of the regressive ETs that are controlling and dominating this planet. Okay, so I just wanted to share this with you as a wake-up call or an understanding of the walk-in phenomena of a particular kind, in case that is you. All right, and never give up and never give in. Get knocked off the horse, get back on, motherfucker. And that's kind of my operating procedure, because this is a handful. Okay, and so good luck with your journey. If this is interesting to you and you're still here watching this, it's obviously you're one of us, or one of the bad guys. Want to see what I say at the end. So please share your comments if this resonated with you, if this meant something to you. Your feedback, your acknowledgement, your little bit of attention flowing this way after I'm flowing this away will help the cause, so to speak. And your positive thoughts and what you share in a comment will help others who made it to the end and are also reading the comments. Okay? All right. This is serious stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot on the line. And things are getting exciting around here. All right? And if you want to learn more about all this phenomena, I highly recommend the YouTube channel Swalroo Official with one F, and Cosmic Agency. Okay, they have great information, and they're shared by Pleiadian ETs Tibetans, specifically and mainly the Swalroo girls, and I find it exceptional and very informative, and I think you will too. Okay, all right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.